Hello, dear humans. Welcome for another workout. We can start by lying in our comfy spot on the floor. And as usual, we'll start with 1 minute of rest. So your minute of rest starts now. And as usual, this time is yours to use however you want. I like to take this minute to just sink into the floor, feel a little comfy, and set the tone for a little bit of relaxing movement. We're ready to start moving, so for our first exercise, we're going to do a sit-up. The gentle version of this one, you'll have your knees bent, your hands are behind your head, and you just lift and lower, and do that for a minute. If full sit-ups are available to you, then you can follow me for a more intense version. For a minute starting now. This more intense version, I take my arms, lift them up first, and then roll my body up with them, and all the way up. And if you want, you can stretch to your toes, but you don't have to. And roll back. So the way I'm doing it, with this full body Pilates roll up, my hands lead. So if you see, I'm rolling back, and then my hands follow last. And I'm also not karate chopping my body up, so I'm really using my abdominal muscles. And if you find that you are having to karate chop your body, meaning like this, then that probably means your ab muscles are not right now developed enough to lift your full body weight, so you might want to try starting with a gentler version of this one, which could be this move that I showed you at the beginning, or it could just be, so that's time. It could just be, for example, we have a minute of rest, by the way. Rest on while I talk to you. Another gentle version of that sit-up could be lying down and your hands are on your legs and you just lift up and lower back down. So you can moderate it by lifting a little bit more, lifting a little bit less. Yeah. Okay, I hope you're enjoying your rest. Keep on resting for a few more seconds. For our next move, we're going to do actually another type of sit-up. This one will be a butterfly sit-up, so your legs are in a butterfly position. I'm very flexible, so I just basically flatten out, but you might be like this, and that's cool. And the gentle version will be, again, your hands behind your head and just lift and lower to whatever difficulty level suits you. And if you want to do a more intensive move, then we're going to do the same thing as we did before and rolling it up, just now with this butterfly fly stretch. Okay, so for a minute starting now. Putting this stretch in our legs, it gives us, obviously that's the stretch, the benefits of the butterfly stretch, but it also activates some different muscles in our abs just by positioning the body differently. And remember that this is not a cardio workout, technically. It's strengthening, so it's not about speed and it's not about getting your heart pounding. It's about these slow, targeted movements that send a lot of love to tiny little muscles that don't often get our attention. And rest. I can feel my heart beating, and there's warmth throughout my body. Okay, dear ones, we're gonna do one more move for our abs while we're lying on our back, and this will be a bicycle kick. So, the gentle version of this one, our shoulders stay down, one leg goes forward and the other one, the knee is in, and it's all the way up. It's not 90 degree, but all the way in, and you just kick. If you want, you can grab your knee and kick. Okay? That's the gentle version for a minute starting now. Kick one leg out and one knee in. If you want to push yourself harder, then you can follow me and lift your shoulders off the ground. That is plenty strengthening for anybody. Anybody that's doing this move is strengthening their muscles right now. If you want to bring in even a little bit more, then you can follow me. So I'll take my hands behind my head and I touch my elbow to the opposite knee. And that's really tough. So don't do it if it's not right for you. Be mindful also, if you did lift your shoulders off the floor, that you're not getting into your neck too much. And if you find that your neck is doing a lot of that, rest. Minute of rest starts now. If you find that in doing these ab exercises that your neck is getting sore, that means it's getting too involved in the moves, meaning that your abs are not strong enough right now to support the movement. And my suggestion would be to do a gentler version while your muscles are developing, or don't do those moves very often, because you could probably handle it just a little bit and without injuring your neck, but you don't want to just go blasting away with it because you could hurt your body. I'm preaching to the choir with that. I'm not sure if that's the right phrase, but because I'm the one that always blasts away with things. Yeah, so I'm just telling you guys the things that I have to tell myself all the time, to take it easy and not push through things. Alright, so for our next move, we're going to get into the shoulders a little bit, and this is actually a physical therapy move. So we're up on our knees. I'm still here. Okay. The knees are a fist width apart. Our arms are out, and the hands are doing this thumb up position. I'll show you closer. So my fingers are, also I have a fabulous manicure. Yes, true. The fingers are curled into this, it's called a golfer's grip, and the thumb is up. So both of them are like that. And facing our hands down, arms go straight out. And I'm going to count this one out for us. Actually, no, lies. I'm going to give us a minute. For a minute starting now, you just circle them forward. I'm going to come lower down just so you can see my face. And not just the cat on my t-shirt. You can relax your shoulders if you want, meaning you just let your shoulders lower so they're not scrunched up, but just lower them. Keep that golfer's grip that I showed you at the beginning with your thumbs forward and your fingers curled in, and just gentle circles. This move is really good for bringing your shoulders back. If you have a tendency to hunch your shoulders forward, or you just have pain in your shoulders, then this can be a nice one. Alright, instead of offering you a rest, we're gonna do 2 rounds of that one. So for a minute starting now, you just flip your hands over, so now your hands are facing up, and circle your shoulders. That feels really good. I'm noticing some tension move into my neck and into my jaw, so I'm just shaking it out a little bit. And remembering to loosen up the muscles that I'm not actively focusing on right now. You're welcome to stop early. Of course, now it's time, so time for our rest to start anyway. We have a minute of rest starting now. Remember as we go that I'm modeling the moves for a minute, but you are not required to do the full minute. Stop whenever you feel like it's the right time for you to stop. I really feel that in my shoulders. I think a minute was a long time to do that move. So good for us. Lots of love to these little muscles. Next up, we're going to be back on our knees. I'm going to go this way. But I'm still here. Okay. We're up on our knees, and we're doing a type of hip hinge. So this is the move. I'll show you first. our arms are down with our elbows on the ground, and we just lift up and squeeze the butt in, and then we go back down, lift and squeeze the butt in. So the movement is this hip hinge for a minute, starting now. Up and squeeze in and back down. And you want to give it a spring. So when you lift up, it's a bit springy. Not too much, not to hurt yourself with sudden movements, but a little bit of bounce in there. Remember to squeeze your butt at the top. And you're welcome to slow it down as well. And rest. That one got my heart beating a bit faster, made my body feel warm. Take this time to do whatever you feel like doing. You can close your eyes. You can stretch something. You can admire my manicure. It's so great. It's so great. Look at that. Chrome powder, y'all. Chrome powder. You're welcome. All right, team. For our next moves, we're gonna go on all fours. Let's see if I'm about modeling it like this. Yes. Whew. Once we get into this position, we can give ourselves a couple of cat-cows. So hands below shoulders, knees below hips, feet are on the ground. And starting from the tip of your tailbone, you curl your butt in, and the rest of your spine follows. And to reverse it, again, start with the tip of the tailbone, lift it up, and roll it all the way through. Starting with the tailbone. With this, we're teaching our spine to move as a single unit. All right. Ready for our next exercise? We'll do a bird dog. A type of, yeah, we'll do a bird dog, basically. That means one arm is up and lifted and the opposite leg lifts. Let me move forward because I kicked the wall. All right, one arm out, opposite leg lifts. And what we're gonna do, firstly, you can just hold it. If you want to, you can follow me by just giving a little gentle lift up, okay? So for a minute, starting now. Opposite leg, opposite arm. You're welcome to just hold it here, that's plenty strengthening. And if you want to, you can give it a little lift, little kick up. Remember, we're pushing away from the floor, so lifting up out of the floor with our muscles. If you're wobbling all over the place, that's completely normal. You're welcome to take a rest and then join back in. This move activates so many muscles, and it's completely normal for it to be tricky at first. We also want to keep our spine straight, so you can imagine a string pulling from the tip of your head, or even from the tip of your fingers to the tip of your toes, keeping ourselves long. Bow out whenever you want to. There's no need to push yourself too hard. It's not about intensity. And rest. You can make it intense if you want to, if you like it that way. But if you're making it intense because you feel like you should, or whatever, for any other reason that it gives you pleasure, then it's not worth it. We're here to feel good. And so many of the benefits of exercise come with consistency, not with intensity. So keep that in mind. Not to mention, you don't need to have an intense workout to be strengthening your muscles. Some of the moves that we do here, especially the gentler versions, they really don't look like much. And I think maybe to an outside observer, it doesn't look like it's strengthening, but if you do these moves regularly, you'll definitely see a difference in muscle definition if you pay attention for it. Okay, ready for the other side? Back on our hands and knees. Once again, the opposite leg, opposite arm will extend forward for a minute starting now. Gentle version, you just hold, which honestly is not easy. And if you want to, you can do that little lift. Remember to lift away from the floor with your muscles instead of sinking into your joints. And you can feel a little string pulling from the top of your head, your face down, so you're keeping your spine long. And this pull also from the tips of your toes to the tips of your fingers, keeping the body long. Take a rest whenever you want. You can always come back in or not. Lifting away from the floor. If you're still with me, you might be getting tired. Rest for a minute. And when you're getting tired, the form gets sloppy and you might start sinking into your joints and the move becomes less healthy. So it is advisable, it is my advice that if you're getting really tired and the move is becoming too difficult for you to hold, then just take a rest to prevent injury. Yeah, because these moves done correctly, generally speaking, are very safe for your body. These are the only exercises that I can do every day without hurting my body. Unlike running, I can't run very much. And swimming, also, I can't swim, every day. It'll hurt my shoulder. I'm a little out of breath. But these moves are so healthy and safe. I can do them every day. Your body is different from mine, so some of them might not be perfectly suited to you, in which case you can not do them or you can change them, substitute them with something else. We're ready for our next move. We're going to be still in that all fours position. And this time we're just going to extend out one leg. Yep. And we're going to bend the knee and just kick it up for a minute, okay? For a minute, starting now. Our leg is extended, you bend at the knee, and keeping that bend, you just kick it up. And this is one of my favorite moves because
It's definitely one of those that doesn't look like much. It's just the body weight, but it really strengthens the butt and those back thigh muscles. Yeah, it's a sneaky move. We're still lifting away from the floor with our muscles, which means while a lot of the action is in our glutes, we're also strengthening our arms and our abs. It's a full body move. I'm going to stop a little early. I'll tell you when it's time. Almost finished, but I feel a little pull in the back of my thigh. That's time, so you can rest for a minute. I'm going to stretch that spot in the back of my thigh. I was very tempted to keep going for the full minute, but I want to, obviously also do the things that I'm telling you. Yeah, be consistent and model the behavior that I want for other people. Ready for the other side? We're on all fours, and for a minute, this time just with that other leg. Starting now, kick out, bend at the knee, and just donkey kick it up to the ceiling. Lifting away from the floor with our muscles instead of sinking into our joints. The head faces down to keep the spine straight. And you can, if you want, continue to feel the length of the spine from the tip of your head to your tailbone, pulling you nice and long. If you notice any muscles getting tense, like your jaw or your neck, you can just loosen them, maybe shake it out a little bit. Man, this move is so sneaky. It really gets into the butt muscles. It's no joke. And rest. I am betting that most folks who did that move for a full minute are gonna feel sore butt muscles tomorrow. You can let me know in the comments if I'm right about that. That's a minute. I'm just having a think of where I want to end this workout. And I haven't decided yet, so I'm gonna invite us instead to do some stretching. So I'm gonna give us a minute. I'll do the stretch that I feel like. You're welcome to follow me, but you can also do something else that your body wants to do. So I have one foot in, the other foot is extended. And I'm just stretching that, feeling it inside my thigh, feeling it in my lower back, wiggling it around to the other side. Bring it to the front. Maybe back to that first leg, the one that's fully extended. And to the other side, the knee that's bent in. And back to the center. That's 1 minute, so we're going to flip, do the other side. So other foot comes in to the inside of your thigh. This leg is extended. And for a minute, we're just going to stretch it out. So I'm taking my weight to the leg that's fully extended. It's easier to see. I feel it on the inside of my thigh. So kind of like the inside of my hip. I also feel it on the bottom of my thigh, and I feel it in my lower back, this stretch, which I always need. My lower back has a tendency to get tight. Taking it to the other side. To the center. Back to that extended leg. Don't stretch further than your body wants to go. And I keep a little bounce in my stretch also. That's a minute, so you can stop. Because I find it a little bit gentler on the body. Well, y'all, I still haven't decided how I want to end this workout. What's up with that? All right, we'll take it to our backs. And we're going to do a full body bridge. Okay, so we're back where we started. Our legs are bent, knees, feet underneath our knees. And for a minute, we're going to do our basic bridge, but we're actually going to lift our arms so we get this full body stretch and lower our arms, and then our hips follow to the ground. So for a minute, starting now. Lift the arms, hips follow. Get this nice big stretch. You can squeeze your butt at the top, and then your arms come down and your hips follow. And again. And while we're doing this last strengthening move, check in with your body and notice how you feel. A little bit warm, a little bit prickly in your skin from the little pricks of sweat. You can get this real big movement with your body that's really celebratory pose, just making yourself big. Celebrating us and the gift of our bodies and that we're able to move. That's a minute, and I'll put 1 more minute on the clock for a rest. You might want to just fall asleep for this last minute. That's totally welcome. You can close your eyes. Take some deep breaths. Notice a sleepy feeling through your body, that post-activity, really sinky, comfortable. well-earned rest. Alright, my dears, we're finished for today. I hope it was very enjoyable for you. If you have the time, I invite you to stay where you are, close your eyes for a bit longer, get really comfy, and treat yourself. Treat yourself to this. Bye.